the ESRB says Link is playable in Echoes of Wisdom. There was a tweet out there that showed the ESRB.
The ESRB has
Right,
actually
it's on the ESRB site. Yeah,
it said that basically Link is playable in the thing.
It was sword and bow.
Yep.
Mhm.
So
Players use Link.
Yes,
with a
players
sword and
do,
bow.
like specifically, like we are controlling him.
Right.
Either
Like,
they
Link,
wrote that shit
yeah.
really wrong, or he's playing.
As Link, players are able to use a sword and arrows to defeat enemies.
There you go.
Yeah. Like,
so basically, what do we think this could possibly be? Is it a small segment at the beginning, a plot twist, dual gameplay, partners? What are you guys thinking?
I personally think, because I've seen people like, oh, beat the game and you play the whole game as Link. It's like, no, because the game is structured around the tri-rod, about solving puzzles using Zelda's abilities. So I'm honestly in the camp of you play Link in the beginning for a very small segment in order to defeat Ganon and then gets captured, and then, like you said, dual gameplay in the sense. I actually put out a video about this. Dual gameplay in the sense that kind of like in the vein of A Link Between Worlds, there's going to be multiple dungeons that Zelda can go to, but she can do them in any order. After defeating a dungeon, it's going to be like Paper Mario-esque, where it's like chapter close. And then elsewhere, Link wakes up in the no-no zone, and then you play as Link for a small segment, and then that segment ends, and then you go back to Zelda. Zelda does another dungeon. At the end of that dungeon, you pick up where you left off with Link, and you keep going, and you figure out the mystery of the rift that he's trapped in. So that's what I think it's going to be.
Yeah, I think I'm thinking along the same lines as you, in that maybe you use Zelda in the overworld, and Link is in the underworld, like in that rift. That's where you control Link. And maybe you spend most of your time on the overworld, meaning Zelda is still like the main character, the one you'll be controlling a good majority of the time. But do you think it's 50-50?
Oh, no, definitely not 50-50. Yeah, absolutely not 50.
Like this is a Zelda's game.
Yeah, like 80-20. 80-20. That's where I think that divide.
That's kind of what I'm thinking too. I can see 80-20.
How do you feel about Link becoming an Echo, or Dark Link becoming an Echo?
That'd be funny, but probably a Link will probably be an Echo you're gonna unlock at the end, like after you beat the game.
Late game, yeah.
No, I think you beat the game, and then post game and new game plus you're able to use Link. I think he'll be busted if you were to have him as an Echo. That's why I'm like, save him for.
I actually think like the idea of him as the Echo, I was thinking about this a couple of days ago because I covered this news and I threw some thoughts up, but I never thought about him as an Echo. But it came across my mind that we might only play as him for just a small segment at the beginning, and that's what they mean by he's playable. But they emphasize in the ESRB read, you play as Zelda. It's like the very first thing they say. So I kind of think that it could just end up being a small segment at the beginning, which would be disappointing for some players. But up to the point where we get the cutscene and you free Zelda, and then you play as her after that. But it would be interesting if there is that plot twist in the middle where she saves Link, plot twist, something happens, and now Link joins you as just an Echo, and you might go, well, that's a little weird as an Echo. I'm like, well, is it? We can Echo enemies already that attack. So you could Echo Link in two different ways, and that would be his unique way. You can Echo him using his bow or Echo him using his sword.
Literally the reverse way of
only summon one.
Spirit Tracks.
You can only summon one. That would be the key thing.
By the way, if you look at the key art, the Link in the key art is different from the Link in the trailer. The sword hilt is like
it's kind of half of what the sword hilt looks like in the trailer.
Yeah, it's like like they rotated them, and he has the purple outline right next to Ganon, and he has like an angry look. Like, I think it's like
Echo
possessed Link.
I think it could be an Echo, and the interesting thing is hey, we just sort of, even in Tears of the Kingdom, right? We had the champions following us around with the doing their thing and doing their own thing. Well, instead of them following us, it'd just be when we summon you, go attack and do your thing. But we can't summon unlimited of you. Or maybe we can. I don't know. But I would assume there might be a bigger limitation to it because he probably is more powerful.
Your Echo limitations are based on how many triangles you have.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And some Echoes are more expensive.
He
would probably cost like 6 or 8 triangles or something.
Yeah, they can make it something where you really are only going to summon one.
Yeah.
I like where HMK said the reverse, in Spirit Tracks. So I'm thinking in some of the Zelda games at the very end, you save Zelda and she helps you defeat Ganondorf or something like that. So like, what if it's like the reverse where you save Link, and at the very end, Link you just playable at the very end as like an extra help to defeat the final boss or something.
I see that. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Hmm.
So there was something about the ESRB rating that I almost thought was a bigger deal than Link being playable, because there's a part where they say something along the lines of Zelda dispels the rifts. And to me, it kind of felt like it supported this theory I have that the rifts are going to be kind of like this game's equivalent of the shrines, in the sense that there'll be rifts scattered throughout the world. You can beat them in kind of your own order. They're like mini dungeons, right? And when you beat them, the rifts are cleared, they're dispelled, and then that part of the map of Hyrule is exposed. Kind of unlock the map as you progress.
Yeah.
That's a good theory. I like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I think that's a very good theory. To be
Yeah,
honest,
this gameplay of her actually in the rifts, so I think that makes
Yeah.
sense.
And the rating, the rating description says that Zelda goes around dispelling the rifts, so
could be
it seems
fast.
believable to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think in Thunderstash? I see you deep in thought.
I'm just thinking that just makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
What you just said. These are all really good ideas. I mean, I gotta imagine one of these ideas is right.
Or all of them.
Yeah, a little bit of both.
Yeah, all
Possible,
right.
yeah.
A
Yeah.
little bit of all.
Like they don't really like all the ideas we presented can exist together. They don't really like have to exist in lieu of the other.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then I think like maybe. Well, Eric, do you have any thoughts on this on playable Link?
I mean, not more than what's already been said. I mean, they're all fantastic ideas. My thought was just probably a beginning and then possibly along the way to help Zelda progress or something. That'd be awesome.
Like
But
one thing
yeah.
I'll throw out there, haven't really talked about it. It could be like every Zelda game, especially like the top down ones, always seem to have plot twist, and there's a whole second half to the game. Plot twist could be you play as Zelda, and the second half you play as Link.
Plot twist, Zelda's evil.
Would be weird because you can only use the sword and shield. But I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not totally described that you can use. Maybe you can use more. They don't want to reveal.
I just got an idea. So, I mentioned how maybe Link could be an Echo. There's someone else I bet could become an Echo. You ready?
Ganon.
Oh, snap. Damn, that's crazy. I feel like you stole my thunder, because I was going to say Impa.
Impa.
Whoa. I mean,
Okay.
we did see her like
She's
attack
got
and
some,
move and
she's,
stuff.
she's taking out some
moves.
dudes.
That's badass. A little
Yeah.
kung fu action. Let's go.
Yeah. I feel if we're talking about maybe Ganon and Link becoming Echoes, like, why not Impa?
Why not any of the characters?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
The chat's saying Tingle.
No,
Bro.
I mean, it's funny to say that or think about it, but it's like you never know.
What if you could echo Tingle at any time to get a map of the area?
Stop trying to make it make sense. I don't want to ever see him again. We've
Yeah,
got
he's
how
been
many
MIA.
years?
Tingle's
He's been
my-
MIA.
What are you talking
Yeah.
about?
Good. How many years has it been? Good.
When was the last time he was in a game?
He was important enough to have a whole costume, and he has his own game series.
You
Was
think
he in-
Raru will be in it?
Japan loves him. Go
Was
into
he in
any game store in Japan. There's plushes of Tingle.
What was the last mainline Zelda game he was in? He's in Wind
Mainline
Waker.
Zelda? It was
Is it all the way? Is it back to Wind Waker?
no.
Oh, there's
Four
a
Swords Adventure.
yeah. There's a top down that had him.
Hold on.
That's bugging me now.
Do we
Yeah,
count
me
the
too.
guy? Do we count the guy in the claw shot minigame room?
No.
Tingle?
He's not. He's based on Tingle. He's not Tingle.
Tingle game appearances on.
I got it. He was in Phantom Hourglass.
Phantom Hourglass. That was what I'm thinking of.
Okay.
And Spirit.
I don't remember him there. Was he in Spirit Tracks?
It says he was in Spirit Tracks. I don't.
That
Remember.
would be
see
another
who's in Spirit
generation of
Tracks.
Tingle.
Of course, this
Didn't
also
he-
was in
he,
part. Let me go look at this. This is
Didn't he have a game on 3DS?
Yeah.
3 games.
Yeah, on DS. Tingle's Rosy Rupee Land, Tingle's Balloon Fight, and Tingle's whatever, man.
Whatever the man.
I don't mind if
it is.
Tingle comes back, but I don't want to be important. I just want to be like a neat
Rosy
side character.
Man, Balloon Fight.
And ripened Tingle's Blossom Balloon Trip of
Oh
Love.
my
Link.
Yep.
I take it back. I don't want to come back.
Man,
I'm kidding. kind of.
Oh, so in Phantom Hourglass, like he wasn't really like in
It was a
the
poster.
game.
It was a
Yeah,
poster.
but he was in a wanted poster. So like someone they were
Reference.
hunting him down as a wanted.
Well, Phantom Hourglass is in the same like period of time as Wind Waker, just a little bit
Yeah.
after.
So the
You
Minish
are-
Cap is his last actual in-game appearance. Then.
If you count Phantom Hourglass, then you got to count the plush and Skyward Sword.
Well, didn't you say he was in Spirit Tracks or no?
Spirit Tracks, he was a what do you call it, figure?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's,
okay.
it's like a similar like a
So
cameo.
he's just been referenced and cameoed, and I guess Wind Waker. So he's only actually in 2 mainline Zelda games then, isn't he?
No, he's in Majora's Mask, Oracle of Ages, Wind Waker, and Minish Cap.
Adventures.
See, I haven't played Oracle games. Are the only games I haven't played, which I know I need to do.
Yeah, so it's been the Minish Cap, Four Swords Adventures, Wind Waker, Oracle of Ages.
Yeah,
Majora's Mask.
God.
Also, I mean, technically, he was in Hyrule Warriors.
No, that doesn't count.
Just saying, he was in Hyrule Warriors, which is a more recent game.
Yeah,
garbage.
And
anyway,
then he had his own trilogy of games. When's the last one? When did it last release? The last one of those games.
we saw the Deku Scripts are coming back in Echoes of Wisdom. That's pretty cool.
And the Deku Tree is coming back.
I think 2009 was his last game.
2009. Yeah. So, setting Tingle aside, as unlikely as it might be that maybe he's in the game, maybe he's not. I don't. I love Tingle. I've always been a huge fan of him. He's one of my favorite characters in Zelda. What are we thinking on this game like now in terms of like now we have this little bit of new information. We're gonna keep getting little tidbits, right? Like we're getting closer and closer to September.
Probably gonna pick up a lot soon.
Yeah, I mean, if it doesn't pick up in the first half of August, it should by the end.
I don't. There's no way we don't get another trailer by the end of August.
I think it all just depends. I think it depends on if there's
maybe, you know what? Maybe let me step back a moment. We're getting stuff in August. I don't know what it is, but there's stuff coming.
Yeah. Well, the whole reason I say, well, because it's kind of like an end of September game, and they did that same shit with Tears of the Kingdom, where it wasn't until like a month before the game they really started marketing. So it's like,
yeah. The other thing is I feel like they told us enough.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Like, I don't really know how much they really need to show, but they're going to show us more. They are. There's going to be more trailers. We're going to know more about the game than you probably need to know for this kind of game. But how are we feeling about this whole game? Like the whole Echoes thing, like playable Zelda. Like some people,
I'm very excited. Like this is a new
Yeah.
a new way to play. Like I think that's the cool thing about the latest Zelda games is that they're like, you know what, we're gonna come up with an entirely new way to play Zelda. That's what they're kind of that's becoming their shtick now, and I'm all in.
I'm in.
That's where I'm at on it too. I'm really happy we're getting a brand new 2D top-down Zelda in 2024, not a remake. Like we're actually getting new entries in the series, which I think bodes well for future games. And then same thing with Tears of the Kingdom, though, in that if you have this problem, you might solve it one way, you might solve it another way, I might solve it my own way. So there's multiple solutions to all of these problems. And it seems like, based on the trailer, that's going to be the same thing with this game, which I think is awesome. I love that aspect of it. I remember live streaming Tears of the Kingdom, and it's people in the chat were like, "Oh, you need to do this," and I didn't do that. I was doing something completely different, and it worked, and vice versa sometimes. And I think that is really cool. So I think seeing that in 2D is going to be really fun.
Oh
yeah. I'll throw out a wacky idea. Because I was talking about with Brandon yesterday during my live stream, just thinking about like what would make sense for like a Zelda game for next year. Because I don't think they're gonna do like a new game. Maybe they do just the Breath of the Wild 4K thing. Because I'm already operating the assumption that Ocarina of Time remake is happening for 2026, and so I came up with this random spin-off idea. Like I feel like a spin-off next year makes a lot of sense. That's my main point. But here's a spin-off idea. Hear me out. It's a spin-off. It's not a mainline game. It's just its own little thing, right? It's gonna be weird. But think of it as a combination of Portal, right? The first Portal game, and the Zelda Nintendo Land minigame in one. It's a first-person, 4 swords Zelda game that has action, but it's also puzzle-focused, and you're basically doing dungeon crawling together.
In first person?
In first person.
No, I'm just taking their Nintendo Land of that thing because that mode is fun.
Oh yeah, it was really cool.
Mhm.
I would do it with weights. I would put weights on my wrist. Like, all right, I'm playing Zelda and I'm working out.
Okay.
Yeah, it didn't last long.
Do you guys think the Deku tree is going to be in the game? Hence, the Deku tree is coming out September 1st. Is
It
it
is in the
you?
Well,
And he in Echoes of Wisdom, he's in the game.
Yeah.
Was he in the trailer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They even
I'll be
had
honest
like
with you, I only watched it once because I hate seeing any potential spoilers outside of talking about it here.
yeah, it's there.
Okay.
So he spoiled it for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rip.
But Nintendo spoiled it for you too. So
No, it was you. You did
oh,
It was you.
damn
It
it.
was all you. You spoiled
it.
everything.
That's it. I'm done.
It
Well,
was all on you.
Yo, people in the chat's gaslighting now. It's like, we saw it? I don't know about that. And I'm like, what do you mean? It was there. Like,
you know what was also there? Volvagia. Volvagia was there, and Volvagia's sister.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah, no, Eric and I were talking about it yesterday.
What?
Yeah. Eric,
so
right?
both of the different Zora tribes are also there. So
Hey, Eric, who's Volvagia?
I'm gaslighting now. As of
Yeah.
Eric, who's Volvagia?
The Zelda character.
Oh, God.
Yes, okay, that is correct.
There you go.
I've always said Volvagia, but
Yeah, whatever. However you say it, it doesn't matter.
When I was little, I used to say
Volvagia has no
Volvagia.
idea who that is.
don't ask me how I pronounced Zelda names when I was young before Hyrule Wars came out. That game's a
We need
godsend.
a Wind Waker 4K on Switch too.
A fun
Let's go.
dragon. The boss, of the fire temple.
Yeah, because
Yeah, the Fire Temple boss. Yeah.
Yeah, you went to
I have
Ocarina of
no
Time.
clue
The
what you're
Ocarina of
talking
Time.
about.